All right, so let me talk a minute about these three guys, these brothers. They're in their 50s. The Castros, their last name. Suppose, yeah, you guys ain't related to Fidel. Three Castro, but no, it's not. Okay, no, it's not the same Castro. Um, Kidnapped these three girls when they were teenagers. Been gone for 10 years. Parents obviously thought these kids are dead. I mean, they probably thought that. You try to first months, year, 2 years, you're like, there's hope that they're alive somewhere. Every parent wants to believe that. I mean, obviously, you don't want to think your kid's dead. But this is one of those times where it actually turned out, where the kids were alive the whole time. These three girls. And what I want to discuss is two things. First being, the police have been called multiple times prior to this happening, for them getting caught with the girls finally. Over the years, I guess, I don't know how frequently, didn't quite say, but had numerous phone calls to the police. There's a naked woman running around in the backyard screaming. Cops have even showed up. At the time, we had a complaint of some naked, it's nothing. Oh, okay, have a nice day. Cops leave, no big deal. Neighbors call, there's a woman screaming next door, she's screaming. Cops come over, oh, nothing, everything's all right. Oh, okay. Never once. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. But police officers do have to go to a police academy and get trained, on the job training. And then they really get on the job training after that. And they have to ride for, like, at least in Florida or whatever, it was around 100 hours with a deputy that's been doing it for a while, that kind of thing. For some more on the job, real on the job training. So they got to know, dispatch gets a call, 911 operator. If there's a woman screaming next door, bloody murder kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, we'll send an officer or some officers over there. Don't you think as a police officer, first word out of your mouth is, wherever and whoever the lady is that was screaming, we need to see her. We need to have her come out. You wouldn't take the Castro brothers, who look like a bunch of pedophile rapists to begin with, and say, oh, there was no screaming? All right, see you, man. Take care. No, because that's not the first call you've had. And then you've had other calls where there was a naked woman screaming in the backyard. There's just something wrong about this. This police system we have. The police, the authorities. And it appears to me that there's a bunch of bozos everywhere. They're your neighbor. They could be a police officer. They could be a judge. They could be a school teacher. As the old saying goes, there's one in every crowd. There's a clown in every crowd. There's a bozo in every crowd. Right? There's a jerk in every crowd. Yeah, it's true. But man, is there a lot of bozos and whatnot. The crowd's getting kind of thin of regular people, is what I'm saying. So that's one issue we have. What the hell's going on with the police department? Second thing, I'm going to pull something out of George Carlin's old comedy things he used to do. When he used to talk about the politicians. Politics in America. Ladies and gentlemen, I got bad news for you. It's not going to get any better. The school system, it's not going to get any better. Politics won't get any better. It's as good as it's going to get. And you know why? Because he said, these politicians, they don't fall out of trees. They don't come jump the border and become your politician. They didn't sneak in here. They didn't come from another planet. They didn't come from the moon. They didn't come from Mars. They didn't come from the Syrian galaxy. They came from America. They went to the same schools you and I went to, the same public school system, same education system, the same moralless society that the rest of us grew up in. Therefore, as he said, it can't get any better. Now, having said that, these three brothers, they are Americans. Been living here for a long time. These are Americans. Americans did this to other Americans. So when people have the audacity to tell me, Jason at 4, man, I've been watching you guys, for 2, 3 years now, whatever, and I agree with most of what you say, man, but man, the 9/11 stuff, the government was involved, man. I'm not on that page, man. I don't believe that, man. I don't think you're right about that. I get that from time to time. But I just gave you an example right now. It's all over the news today. I mean, just every time you turn the news on, that's all you see. These guys were Americans, stole someone's kids, been having sex with them in a dungeon. One of them got pregnant, had to go to the hospital, and that's when she blew the whistle. Something happened, etc. These were Americans doing it to other Americans. So who in the hell do you think you are to even think for 1 second that just because someone's a politician or works at the executive level or works at whatever level, the authorities, the FBI, the CIA, whoever, that they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. No, our own country wouldn't do that again. Why would an American do that against America? It's absurd. You ever hear of someone that's called a rapist? They're American. They're American citizens. You ever hear of someone called a mass murderer? They're American citizens. Someone that's attempted murder, successfully killed people, whatever. Whatever it was. Torture, beat the crap out of someone, disabled them for the rest of their life. You name it. Other Americans doing it to Americans. But the government, which is made up of Americans, wouldn't do that to America. No, sir. Government wouldn't do that. And isn't it ironic? And isn't it ironic? A little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think that the Benghazi thing is now back in the spotlight. Remember the Benghazi attack? Hillary Clinton talked to the parents of the guy that died, the ambassador. I'm going to look at the bottom of this. It was this Muslim video, this hatred Muslim video that caused a protest in Libya, that they got violent and tore the place down and killed them, and we will look into this, and this is blah, blah, blah. Remember how Hillary? They talked to the parents, and the parents were just like, not buying it. And it comes out today, that we've got some breaking news on Benghazi. Whistleblower, one from the United Nations, one from a drone operator, remote control drone. Basically, to sum it up, full stand down order. Stand down. The drone didn't get its weapons put on that night, the night before, which it was supposed to. And mysteriously, the drone operator was like, "Why is my drone like naked? Why is my drone didn't have any missiles on it? What happened here? No one loaded it. Like that never happened. So why did that night?" And then he's flying around, naked, so to speak. Couldn't bomb the insurgents if he wanted to because his drone was made unavailable for weaponry. Interesting. But then the UN lady, I think it was the United Nations, if I recall, said that for sure, from day one, immediately knew it was a terrorist attack. Immediately. Had nothing to do with this Muslim video thing. That was a hatred video. The Obama administration knew immediately that it was a terrorist attack. And somebody done issued a stand down order. So it's got to be another great day in America. Boy, it's getting better by the day. I can see the recovery and everything. We're going to turn this thing around, man. I'm real hopeful. We're going to turn this around. It's good. It's getting better.